Hello, my name is Courtney. This is Jason and Hong Yi, and our app is called Audiobook Club. So in Canada, about 13% of the population considers themselves non-readers. This includes people who are illiterate. Illiteracy means that somebody can read, but they choose not to read. And also people who have low literacy skills, meaning that they can read something like a restaurant menu, but they struggle with complex narratives. So we want to try and reduce these rates because according to Statistics Canada, there's about a 240% return on investment for literacy programming. So what does Audiobook Club do? It rewards users for listening to and discussing audiobooks. Essentially what happens is that the user downloads an audiobook via the app. They listen to a chapter. After they've listened to that chapter, they unlock the discussions for that chapter. These discussions include audio comments, written comments, as well as question and answer. So this distinguishes us from traditional book clubs in two ways. First of all, instead of in traditional audiobooks clubs waiting until the end of the book to discuss for risk of revealing spoilers, people can discuss as they're progressing through the book. As well as in traditional book clubs, it's usually confined to a small group of people, whereas anybody who listens to this app can read anybody else's comments. So why have we included this functionality? What does it do? So audiobooks have been shown to increase attitudes toward reading, as well as reading rates of audiobooks and written books. So this will help reduce the rates of both illiteracy and low literacy. As well as discussions increase reading comprehension, which will really help bolster the skills of people who have low literacy skills currently.
So here's our overall design of the app. The bookshelf is the core component of our app, and it handles the interaction between the user and all the audiobook that he owns on the device. So these audiobooks are stored on the SD card in the external storage, and we download these audiobooks from the LibriVox platform using their web service APIs. And of course, the user can play these audiobooks using the audio player. The Progress Manager and Discussion Manager are the portion of the app that relates to the club component of the app. So it handles the progress tracking, milestone tracking, as well as handling the discussion between all the users. These information of course, are saved in our database. So let's move on to the demo. Okay, when the user first enters the app, they will be brought to the dashboard screen. The purpose of this screen is to remind the user what their previous progress was before leaving the app last time. So it'll show the user the last book that they've read and the total listening time overall. Also the user's level based on the total listening time, as well as the latest badges that the user has earned. So take note of this screen because we'll come back to it at the end, and it's gonna update based on our progress. So you can see right now it's logged in as myself. We're doing user authentication using Google Plus accounts. Let's just go into my profile. You can see the same information about the total listening time and the corresponding user levels. And also you can see all the badges that we have, the ones that are unlocked and the ones that are locked for now. We only have door opener and unlocker badges. Let's say I want to download a new audiobook. I would navigate to Browse Books. As you can see here, here's a list of the new releases from LibriVox. You can also search for another book that you want based on its title or the author. But for now, we won't do that. Let's just go into one of these books. This is the book's details page. It'll show you all the information about the book, the chapters that it has, and you can download here from the screen, or you can download from outside on any of these books. We'll come back to the listen to trailers in a bit. So now I want to listen to one of my audiobooks. I would navigate to My Books. This screen shows you all the audiobooks that I own and are stored on my device right now. So for example, if I wanted to listen to Ion, I'm brought to the same page, but except we can listen to it instead of download it now.
Translated by Benjamin Joyce.
Right. So when the user has completed a chapter,
Ion by Plato.
you basically unlock the discussion portion of the chapter for the user. So if we go back now, we can see we can write the text comment, ask a question, or record an audio comment. Since it's more interesting to record an audio comment, let's just do that for now. Demo. This is my audio recording. And then cool, we've earned a badge because we recorded 20 audio comments. And then you can listen.
This is my audio recording?
Yes. So another feature previously mentioned was the ability to record audio trailers. So the ability to record the trailer becomes unlocked for a book once you finish all of the chapters. Okay. So if we go back to my books, we can now record a trailer for this book that we completed. So it'll look the same as the audio comment, except that the time limit that we give for an audio trailer is much longer. And yay, we've got another badge for creating our first book trailer. So now anyone encountering this book, either in Browse Books or once they've downloaded the book already, can listen to your recorded trailer.
Time limit that we give for an audio trailer is much longer.
Okay, so last but not the least, if we go back to dashboard, we can see that the last book we've read is Ion. We've accumulated some more reading time, listening time, and as well it shows the 2 new badges that we've earned.
So after we implemented almost all the basic features of Audiobook Club, we found that if we could start again, we would like to do something differently. One of the most important thing is we would like to first go over the LibriVox API carefully before we start using it. Because during our implementation, we found that for the search feature, the API only allow us to track by ID, by author or by title. And if we could start it again, we would also like to design it as a prototype rather than product. For our future work, we need to set up our server first because all the comments are now stored locally in user's device. And we could also implement a listening group for users to invite others to listen to a book. And also we would like to allow users to share their budgets on social media. We would also like to implement a feature to allow users to browse books by categories.
Okay, questions?
Thank you. What did you mean by make a prototype rather than a product?
So, so when we're designing the app, there are things that we've thought about and considered that shouldn't be part of the prototype, and we overthought and put too much effort in trying to implement or take that into account when building our app, and that's too time consuming in my opinion.
Well, so I think that's a question that reflects back on us and us telling you what to do. What should we have said to make that clear?
Um,
Like, why did you walk down that path? I mean, we did say that occasionally, but what should we have said to stop you from doing production things that?
I think it has less to do with that and more to do with overestimating the amount of time that we have to work on this app.
That, by the way, would be a good learning kind of thing to say. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I feel like this app would like work like really well, like in conjunction with like a Kindle or something like that. So, like it's a really good idea, like something that translates really well into like what's happening now with books. So I thought it was really good.
So the only reason we've chose audiobooks rather than textbooks, books and text, is that audiobooks are separated in chapters, but books are not necessarily isolated in that way. So that's one reason why.
I was actually just wondering if you guys had planned to keep going with this app, because I'd really like to download it if you are. Do you guys have any plans?
Repeat that. I didn't hear.
So the question was if we're going to continue working on this app. I'm not sure. If there's enough interest, I guess we'll consider it.
Well, it is standalone, right?
Yeah.
There's no server at this point. It can
So no server, meaning that we're not uploading it to a database on the web, but we're still storing it in a database on the user's phone. So you can still have multiple users use it, but all the information will be stored
Okay,
locally.
it's local. So the trailers and stuff are only for you, basically, at this point. You need a
at this
server
point,
to
yes.
upload them.
Yes.
Great. Okay, thanks. Great.